At Seek, it's not just the older kids who get to enjoy the wisdom and friendship of community mentors. Well-known West Coast artist Jack Campbell donates his time and talent by helping out the little ones with arts and crafts. Another regular is Al Stonehouse, head gardener in charge of the school's community plot. Today, he's showing the younger kids the basics about soil, seeds, and planting. Stonehouse says in this age of uncertainty, it's important that children learn how to grow their own food.
It's been brought to the fore about the shortage of food in the world and the cost of food, and I would just like to see these kids just get a bit of a head start and know that you can produce some food and grow your own.
And these kids are learning there's more to growing food than just sticking seeds in the ground.
Now I know there's a lot more to gardening than just watering the plants and weeding. You've got to make sure you plant them at the right time and everything. If you plant them at the wrong time, then they don't grow.
According to John Abbott, we all have a natural drive to teach, a need to pass on information to others. But he says traditional school systems seem to ignore that fact, losing out on a tremendous resource.
But if up until the age of 18, we tell children that we are only developing the listening part of you, we're not developing the part of you which could actually do things. And then you look at the school system, what a hell of a lot of wasted resource there is in school. The pupils could be some of the best of the teachers.
What's this one? The house.
On Saturna, older children are encouraged to help the younger ones with their studies. Jessica Reevely teaches K-6. She says in an environment like this, mentoring occurs in a very organic way.
It just happens naturally. The little ones want the older ones to read them a story, and so they'll sit down, and the older ones encourage them to sound out words. And they just have to be really aware that they're role models, and they watch the high schoolers are mentoring the older students as well, so it just sort of runs through for everybody.
For parents like Suzanne Middleditch, who attended an experimental school in the 60s, enrolling her child at Seek just made sense.
I had seen how Steve was working with the students before in his first year, and he embraced every academic umbrella under. He had already had the philosophy going in his brain before he had actually made it official. So I could see him working with our students, with my child, and using math as an adventure and English as an exploring option. So there was never a concern. It was just, wow, yeah, bring it on and bring on more people.
This afternoon, the school is on a field trip to tour a sheep farm, part of Clarissa Simpson's IDS project. She's already had experience working with sheep and thought demonstrating how to groom and shear them would be a fun thing for the kids to learn about. Clarissa says putting the tour together was a good project for her.
You ready? You got your hands on there? There was a lot of planning because I had to figure out at least 5 activities for them to do. So there was a lot of planning and thinking and organizing, and then communicating with Jackie to make sure everything I'd planned would be okay, calculating how long things would take and times for certain events to happen. And so it took a lot of planning and organizing, which was good for me because it's one of my weak points.
Jackie Campbell's family has owned the sheep farm for generations. She says when Clarissa asked her to be a mentor, Jackie agreed, but she wasn't clear about her role.
At the beginning, because it's a new program, I really didn't understand it, but now I do, and I think that it is a good idea for them to come to you with their ideas, and then you just sort of help guide them without making their decisions for them.
Like any new program, there are a few bugs to iron out. Principal Dunsmuir.
A lot of the mentors have come on board and just as a favor to me, and I haven't been able to yet come up with a training program for the mentors or get them all in one place at one time or decide what the guidelines should be. And a lot of them want more guidelines as a mentor, and a lot of them are happy with the way it is. So it's really hard to match my program expectations with everybody on the island, because You know, I really value their time and I don't want to infringe on their time, and yet some of them need that guidance.
You'd think getting teenagers to talk about school would be like pulling teeth. But here on Saturna, everyone has a story to tell.
Before I came to Seek, everything was really structured and you didn't really get to have like a real education. You just sort of went and you memorized and you regurgitated stuff. But when you come here, you actually get to have like an interactive learning process, and your learning is balanced not just by schoolwork and bookwork, but also by being involved in the community and having like other avenues of learning.
So, would you recommend this school to people?
Yeah, I would. I don't think it's perfect for everyone necessarily, but I think like a huge amount of people would benefit much more from this kind of opportunity.
Before I came to Seek, I dropped out of high school and I really couldn't stand being there. And then, yeah, I just stopped going. And then I decided to go back to school, and I heard about Seek, and so I enrolled in it and came over and just loved it, and it worked really well and started getting good marks and really enjoying myself. And I like being able to have a really flexible schedule when I'm here, and like if I really feel like I need to get down to work, then I can work, and if we need to go outside for a walk, we can go get some fresh air. And
just being able to direct yourself like that, being given a chance to really organize yourself and bring out your own potential in your life, it helped me a lot.
Is this something that you recommend to your friends?
Some of them. It depends who you are and what you're into and stuff, because I mean, if you don't like the outdoors and all that, then it's not going to work at all. So it really depends on your personality and if you can get along with new people and all that.
Do you think that SEC's kind of programming is really good for high school students?
I think probably for most high school students, but there are some who would do better in a more structured environment than here.
But for yourself, you think it worked for you?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, you can see that in the grades easily.
Not all high school students at Seek choose an outdoor project. Callie Belanger is an aspiring young writer who wanted help developing a play. She found her mentor at the local store.
She was really ecstatic about writing scripts and stuff, and so she's mainly been helping me with the script. And I've learned lots of stuff like about dialogue and like formatting and lighting and all that kind of stuff, like how you're making a script. And I don't know, I thought it was a lot of fun, like going through all that, just bringing my idea to life, just seeing how it could just get written down on paper. I didn't think it would actually be able to happen.
For local writer and editor Catherine Dimmock, mentoring has been a process of give and take.
You have to kind of work with the kids in what they're comfortable with, but also try to nurture and push them a little bit when they're, because they're teenagers, so they're maybe, don't have quite the drive. I mean, in theory they do, but the practicality of that is sometimes a little, it needs a little push, needs a little bit of help there.
At Seek, part of learning outside the classroom includes reflective time. East Point Regional Park is the perfect spot for students to explore, beachcomb, or just enjoy the magnificent view. After a long day, Steve Dunsmuir, his wife Laura, and daughters Emily and Natalie relax by playing a board game. Being principal of a small school on a remote island can be quite demanding on a family. Hours are long, and everyone has a role to play.
I wear a lot of different hats. I'm the janitor at the school, and then getting Emily and Natalie off for school in the morning, they bike to school. And I'm a volunteer at the school as well, working with one of the primary children. So it's a very busy life, but I like it. There's not a lot of traffic. It's peaceful.
When we first arrived on the island, Laura was at the barbecue cooking and another lady was there, and the lady sort of was surprised by Laura, and she said, "I thought you were the principal's wife. I thought you'd be all stuck up, but you're a lot of fun." So we knew we'd sort of arrived in that person's mind anyways.